Hi, everybody. It's Mark Rushton of markrushtongallery.com. It is Wednesday already, February 8th, 2023. This is not the Poooliprinter XL. This is the Pocket Poooliprinter. And I'm not going to use it tonight, but I bought the Poooliprinter XL today. They had a one-day sale on like everything, and it was like 50% off, and it was so I bought that instead of hand wipes today. And I'll get hand wipes later in the week. I just need to get them on a list. See, I operate on a list. I operate on a list system. So, yeah, I got an email because I'm on the I bought this Poooliprinter. It's a thermal printer, Bluetooth. It runs on battery juice, and I love it because let's take a look at the stuff that I make real quick here with the Poooliprinter. It's my go-to for, yeah, we're upside down here, for my small collages here, which I turn into things like in the Mark Rushton gallery, I have magnet art, and I have the tote bags. They're scanned. I just work very, very small here on this sort of collage piece here that's printed on thermal printed paper and adhered to the spun bonded olefin. Or you get, like things like that. I have that on a bag. I have that on a tote bag in my gallery. And then this is just me messing around in the, and we've got, and then other things that didn't quite work out, but you keep them around. And these are my early forays into collage with the Poooliprinter and everything. I got some more in here. Oh yeah, these other collage pieces here. But the problem with the small Poooliprinter is they're only going to be so wide. And the great thing about the Poooliprinter XL, it's up to 4.3 inches wide, which would be how much is 4.3 inches? It's that wide. So for things like portrait style, that works out pretty good, for smaller pieces, and again, for making a larger piece that is scannable, right? You make things like this, the walk. That's on a bag too. That looks pretty cool, huh? Yeah, you take the photo. You see, you take the photo, and take the photo on my phone, and then there's a little app on there for the Poooliprinter on the phone, and I render it as like a line drawing. That's my favorite one. I don't want to render it like a photo because it's going to be black and white. I want to render it like a line drawing. Let's just look at a couple more of these here. I got to find a better way to display this. This is the water tower. And this is, oh yeah, this is the cover of the new Calmer Feeling album. It's my cat Peeps, colorized. There's the little guy from my drawing that's on the cover of Forgetting and Forgetting. And then there's Josephine's grave from old St. Joseph's Cemetery in Iowa City. What do you think of that playing around with, we got any, oh my gosh, we got even more here. We got the, this one, don't you? Oh yeah, this one. It's on my business card. Yeah, look at that. That's the old private drive, and this is a stargazer lily that was at my late father-in-law's garden. And there's yours truly floating in the ether, like the loser I am. And what else we got here? This is my girl from Odessa, Ukraine, before they shut off the webcams on Deribas Street. It's the girl with the white horse. I'd see her about every day at lunchtime or in the afternoon, because it was 9 hours. What were they? 9 hours ahead. She'd be out there offering rides to kids and people. There are other people that, but you know what? Love that white horse. And then they shut the cameras down, and it's kind of a mess. And then this is 1 a.m. still at it. Yeah, I just have the webcams on, and I would see these scenes in the street. I'd go up and take a photo of the TV. I thought, you know what? Someday I'm gonna use that as source material. And so there you go. And that's how I did that. So I love the Poooliprinter. Love the Poooliprinter. And so I found out that they had a bigger one. They have a much bigger one that's like 8 by 10. I don't care about anything that big, but here's a little magnetic thing that makes it look like a whatever. But yeah, so I thought, let's get something a little wider, and then I can use it for other things other than artistic purposes as well. So ordered that today. The XL normally I think is like $2.99. It was half price. It was like $145, $150, something like that. So there you go. And again, a night wouldn't be a night without drinking vanilla kefir from Kelowna Supernatural. 100% organic vanilla kefir, made with those probiotics and Amish and Mennonite cows, and what's not to love, right? Link is in the description. Think about buying some. It's coast to coast. Lovely stuff. Speaking of lovely, this turned out great. They always change a little bit after they dry. And I have just been knocking it out of the park, I think, with the book paintings lately. And just the whole art and music thing lately. I've just really been enjoying it. Thank you, former employer, for laying me off and giving me a year's severance. Thank you, royalties. What's not to love, right? I tell you what's not to love is all the things that come along in the day that kind of mess things up. Like was going really good today. Oh, be careful there, Rushton. Be careful. So now what I'm gonna have to do is I'm gonna mount this to the cardstock here. This won't take very long here. But let me just tell you about my day here. So that's perfect. I think that's close enough. We're just going to mount that to the cardstock here with this Tyvek tape, and then we'll start a new one. But make sure that's okay. That looks good. We'll title that and everything probably on the weekend, which is fast approaching, it seems. Doesn't it? Sure does. Time for a new book painting. Again, this is from Tree Models of Similarity and Association by James Corder. It's in the series of quantitative applications in the social sciences. And anyway, this book was going to be thrown away, turned into worm food. And I decided to give it a new lease on death, right? And let's see if I can get this to give way. I want this page, guys. Wow. Really got to be careful with these here. Tearing them apart. Simple glue. I'll get back to my story here in a little bit. So, yeah, everything in the morning and the mid-afternoon related to art and music was just great. I've got a Spotify marquee going on right now, which is kind of like an ad thing, and that's doing really well. And what else was there? Went to the Pandora amp office hours today, which I go to. I try to go to it every month. I've been going to almost 3 years, off and on. They're great. Pandora amp is a fantastic service. What can I say? Wonderful people. And just a delight to go to that webinar. So I do most of the things that they say. I've learned about them, and they are very helpful for musicians. And I've tried to get other musicians to pay attention, but it's difficult. So I just pay attention these days. Then after that, the lawyer wanted $10 and said it in maybe they were being nice. Hold on here. What's going on? Maybe they were being nice, but it also kind of seemed like they were maybe voice to text. So maybe the context was wrong. But then again, the lawyer's in Iowa City. So, and it seems like 99% of the things in Iowa City are bad. Thank God I'm out of there. Thank God I'm out of there. Thank you, Liz. Thank you, Derek. Thanks for getting me out. Thanks for getting us out. Thanks, Stephanie. Thanks for getting us out. Thank you. Did that, and then I got an email from New Jersey that was just insane that I read through, and it just changed my mood. And then at the end it said, "Oh, by the way, if you've already done this, then ignore the email." Well, thanks for triggering me. Thanks for triggering me. Only you people in New Jersey can trigger me like that. Not everybody in New Jersey, just people I don't know in New Jersey. Let's have a war. It could start in New Jersey. Then what else after that? Oh. Then I messaged this guy who was talking about a job nearby week and a half ago. Oh, it was all hot to trot. Oh, your resume looks great. Blah, 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 blah. Haven't heard anything in the past week. I've been a little busy with other things during the week. Guy never got back to me. And so I sent him a message. I said, "Hey, what's up? What's going on?" And he's like, "Oh, well, they went with somebody else who had stronger qualifications." Like, okay. All right. Fine. No, not a problem. He's like, oh, I'm sorry. I tried to leave you a voicemail. And what did we do last night? Let's do purple again. Let's do, or maybe we should do red. I haven't done red. Should do red down here. What should we do up top? Sepia? Let's do sepia up top, red down below. Let's try that. So I checked my voicemail, which I rarely do. And 2 voicemails from somebody I know. Brief. And then there was a hang up. And so that it was probably him. He was probably the hang up. Because hang ups need company. And well, anyway. Whatever. So there's that. That's always kind of an up and down thing, you know. Trying to find work. I'd like to continue to work, you know. What do you want to do? I would like to be a technical business analyst, or, you know, be business analyst or software QA. I don't do automation, guys. I'm not a programmer. I don't know why you guys think, well, you're a tester. Why don't you do automation? Because automation is programmatic checking. I'm not a programmer. Or, well, that's the way the role's going. Well, it doesn't have to be that way. I'd like to see one company that can actually does the software testing automation in a non-hackneyed way, or just anything, right? How do you maintain that? I'd love to know. I would love to know. I don't mean to be cranky, but you know, when you're interviewing with companies that are in the dark ages technologically, and there's so many of them out there. Like, wow. I mean, they're like literally operating with a change box and a Rolodex. Big companies out there operating their systems on the technological equivalent of a change box and a Rolodex. I don't know how you guys are able to manage it. Right? And oh, there's somebody out there more qualified. Well, maybe. I don't know. Well, it seems like half the people that, you know, accept these positions back out because they probably see the red flags. I see the red flags, and you know, I'm here. See nothing but red flags most of my career, guys. We'll do that. Red flags. I remember when I worked for MCI, when I got taken over by WorldCon, and I do mean con, CON. A little pink. Oh, those guys. They sent that old man They sent that old man to talk to us about portals. We're going to build portals to the information superhighway. I thought, I'm getting another job. That's what I'm doing. Old man, you don't know what you're talking about. Little Bernie Ebbers, the CEO, man, he died in prison. He died in prison. That guy died in prison. He died in prison. Greed. Greed was not good to him. What is it with the techies, right? Everything is just, it's a weird pathology, you know? Everything has to be their way or the highway, right? Right now, everything is, what are they rambling about these days? AI, that's the buzzword. Last week it was the Impossible Burger, you know. That's not, that's dead. What else was there? There was trying to remember here. Having a hard time. Get that mixed in there. All right. Time to switch over to the ink. I know my little rant here or whatever. Maybe it's not helping me. No one's going to watch this video. No one cares. Let's play around with the ink that we're going to be using as a removal technique here. I kind of want to mess around with that just a little bit. So bear with me. Let's go with this cool gray. So we're going to use the cool gray in a reductive way here on the top part, try and achieve that Rothko effect. That might not be enough. I do want to get rid of some of these bottles. I don't think I need to buy a gray, but yeah, just the whole searching for a job thing. I know it's only February, but whoo, doggies. I do have the luxury of taking my time. You know, I don't have a, I'm not like most of America with $1,000 car payments or $800 car, whatever, you know. That's not me. I'm just down here trying to deal with bad internet. It has the consistency of hot chocolate. Didn't go to the gym tonight because I'm not happy with that. Let's play around with that here. So I didn't go to the gym tonight. I was just tired, cranky. Let's try this. There you go. A little splash of color. Green skies. Is that what you want? You want green skies? we have green skies? What if we threw a little? I have too much red. See what happens. Red skies at night. Oh, here's the other thing that I remember from today. So I went and got some gas. My wife and I went out for a ride this morning. That's great. And so I went to a gas station, and unfortunately, it was one of those places where they play music at the pump, and you can't mute it or anything like that. And it was one of OMD's worst songs. Not the worst, but getting there. Because I loved early OMD, and then they, it was If You Leave, the movie from the Pretty in Pink movie. It's not aged well. And it came through the tiniest little speaker, mono, and it sounded terrible. And it's cold and windy and everything. And I was just like, of all the songs. But I guess the 80s is now the new oldies. So you have to put up with it. I suppose better that than what else was popular back then? 1986. Could have been listening to Right Into the Danger Zone, right? That was at the same time. You got to be careful. Hey, I like that Kenny Loggins song. What are you doing making fun of Kenny Loggins? It's just not that. It's just, just saying. Hey, Rothko. Oh yeah, I've been to the chapel. I've been to the chapel, and I've seen the 14 black paintings. The Demenil Chapel, or yes, OMD, Orchestral Maneuvers in the Dark. It was just like, what is this song coming out of the speaker? Then they got back together. When did they get back together? Over a decade ago. They put out a couple of okay albums. Judas Priest? I don't know. I don't know about Judas Priest. But I think that turned out pretty good. I think that turned out. So I'm ranting about today. I'm just ranting because I actually had a pretty good day. I love Scritti Politti. I'm sorry. I love Scritti Politti. I even like kind of the early stuff too, when they were still kind of post-punk. He was still going on about Jacques Derrida and but Cupid and Psyche 85 is it. That's the total 80s album right there. When I was in high school, I used to play Absolute, Would Be's, Hypnotize, The Word Girl. And I saw Echo and the Bunnymen, man. I saw them in Kansas City, Kansas, 87, 88. It was 88. And the Screaming Blue Messiahs opened for them. And the Screaming Blue Messiahs were incredible. I mean, Echo and the Bunnymen were great, but the Screaming Blue Messiahs. And then I ran into who was it? Will, I think it was Will and Les were at a record store in what part of town was that? God, I lived down there for 7 years. I can't remember. Anyway, north of the plaza, Westport. It was in Westport. Will Sargent and I think it was Les Pattinson were in the record store there. And yeah, I don't know them. I've heard of them, but I don't know them. But yeah. Scritti Politti. Scritti Politti. Love the Scritti Politti. Green Gart side. Iowa City. Iowa City. I'm so over Iowa City. Iowa City. But everything that was good about today was related to art and music, except for the OMD song playing at the gas station, right? That was just bad luck. But everything else about the day related to art and music was wonderful. And so I have to look on the positive side of that. So really like super happy. That's going to be good. That's another good one there, I think. We'll let it dry. Thanks for showing up. But gosh, it's 10:20 and I'm tired. I didn't even go to the gym tonight. I'm just kind of tired. But thanks everybody for showing up, and see you tomorrow.